Neil, here we are. We're ready to head away from Switzerland back to Glasgow. Looking back then, how successful has this tour been?
Very successful. We've got a lot of good work in the last 10 days. Obviously, pretty much injury free, although we need to check out how Bio's going to be from the second game. But really pleased with the condition the boys are in, and pretty pleased with the performances in the main as well. So I've got nothing but positive to say about the attitude of the players and my backroom staff. Everyone involved with this trip has worked very, very hard.
With the early Champions League qualifier, sometimes you can be in a very sort of intense heat. So it was good, I imagine, to get that here. We didn't expect the temperature to be so high, but it's done the boys well.
I think so. I mean, you can't prepare for something like that. And even last night, the boys that played the 90 minutes, they had to work really, really hard towards the end. Even though we're down to 10 men, I get that. But even if we hadn't have been, you sort of like at altitude here as well, a little bit, 800 metres up, and they worked really, really hard, particularly the last 15, 20 minutes. So that will set them up lovely for the rest of the week. The week's training now will be, a lot more settled, a lot more what they're used to, and obviously less intensive, but with the Sarajevo game in mind, obviously.
Just looking back on the actual games then, the first game against Pinkerfeld, a lower league opposition granted, but you must have been particularly impressed with the way the young boys, it was essentially a reserve team that played the second half, and how they performed.
Outstanding, yeah. I mean, some great performances, great goals. Really pleased with the control of the game as well. Obviously Mikey sets it all off, and he's been the catalyst to a lot of good things, whether it be in training or in the games here. But yeah, I mean, for such a young team to play so well was, very encouraging, obviously.
There's obviously been a pathway in the last few seasons from reserves into first team with the likes of Callum and James and Kieran and the likes. Are you confident that that pathway is still there, and we still do have the talent coming through that can make the step up?
The pathway is there, it's just up to the players now to go and take it. So, as you mentioned those guys previously, they're great sort of role models for the younger guys, and a great sort of motivation for the younger guys as well. And we want to develop our own. It's important to us, and we have the experience some of these lads will have taken from being on this trip as well. Hopefully it'll stand them in good stead as the season goes on.
A step up in opposition then for the second game, and going a goal down, but it's always important for the strikers, for their own confidence, to get the goals. So Griff once again scoring, and Bio getting his first goal and getting the winner, which will do a lot for his confidence.
Got a good goal, yeah, really good finish. But what pleased me was the quality of chances we created, even in the first half without scoring. And some of our play on the counter-attack was excellent. Griff gets his customary goal. It's good to see him back in the goals. And Bio missed a couple of good chances before actually taking his hardest chance with a left foot finish. Unfortunately, we'll have to wait and see how he is. He felt a little twinge in the hamstring, and he was looking really good as well. But on top of that, attacking wise, Mikey, Jamesy first half, Odson, they all came through the game very well against decent opposition.
We then had the bounce game yesterday against the St Gallen under-21s. 9 goals, it was a pretty one-sided affair, but what were the benefits to that?
Well, we had basically a big squad, and we couldn't really, we didn't want the players to get 15 minutes against St Gallen, because it wouldn't have benefited them that much if we got, a squad of 18 or 20. So what we decided to do is split the squad, just have 2 games against the development team of St Gallen, and then obviously the first team. So for the senior boys, it was important to get more minutes in their legs. You can get as much out of it from training as you possibly can, but the actual match fitness, is crucial at this stage. So the likes of Beaton, Griffiths, Sinclair,
Christie as well.
Christie, yeah. I mean, that was Ryan's first run out really, and he came through it with flying colours. So it sets them up nicely. But I wanted them to get, and myself and John, we wanted them to get football minutes in their legs, regardless of the opposition. Their attitude was brilliant. It was very hot, very hot at that time of day, and they came through it. We felt tired at the end, but that's exactly what they needed.
You spoke about Lee Griffith's customary goal in the Wiener game, but he scored a couple of typical Lee Griffith spectacular goals in that bounce game. Uncompetitive football, but you could even tell, chatting to him afterwards, just how much of a buzz he got from that.
No matter the opposition, to score quality goals like that shows he's a quality player and a quality finisher. It's just pure instinct with him, and you know, he knows he needs to get a little bit fitter, but he's come a long way in a short space of time. So we're delighted with not only having him back, but the contribution he's making as well.
So looking ahead then to the Sarajevo game, the crucial first qualifier, are you happy that the squad is in terms of fitness where you want them to be right now?
Yeah, I mean, it's as best as we could have done, you know, in terms of fitness levels with the short space of time. I think they look good. We'll see how they settle now once we come back to Glasgow and get some, obviously, more football technical work into them. But this week's going to be important, but it'll be good because they've had a couple of games now and they're more sort of up to speed with the match side of things. Don't know what the temperature will be like in Sarajevo. You know, we'll have to do a lot of analysis now on the opposition, but we know it's going to be difficult, Jerry. We know the conditions may be difficult, the pitch may be difficult, referee may be difficult. We have to, you know, think about all those things and prepare for all of those things, but we know how crucial the game is for us now.